Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Paul William Field at Staples Stadium. The tonight's FCF football matchup between the Westhill Staples Wreckers and Julian. Sports for our visitors, the Westhill Vikings are led by head coach Alan Joseph. Next, let's welcome your Staples Wreckers. For the Wreckers, captains are number 1, Tyler Clark. Number 6, James Hillhouse. Number 5, Will Holman. Number 42, Zach Rosemey. And number 7, Jack Whipple. Staples the first, and Westhill will receive. At this time, we ask that you stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Fans, thank you for joining us. We look forward to a great game. Let's wish student athletes from both schools good luck. And we encourage all spectators at tonight's game to keep in mind that this sportsmanship is expected at all times. This season, the FCX has instituted a no names, no numbers policy, encouraging fans to root for their own teams and players and not against their opponents. Please keep this in mind throughout the game.
Both teams in the huddle now. The band back in the stands here. Westhill lining up. And the ball's live. Handed off to Eric Amendal. He gets dragged down.
Thought he gained it 2 yards up the side.
Yeah, gained it 2 yards there. Yeah, Eric Anderd, the junior there, getting the first ball of the game. Quick gain of 2 yards there. So far, pretty chill game. And pretty chill student section, too. Not quite getting as hype as we would like. Let's hope to get some fans in here. If you're listening and you're nearby, pull up to the game right now. Lining up once again, Westhill. Ball's live. Handoff again. Play action. Off to Joel Perkins. Joel Perkins goes for about 5 there.
Tackles made by number 25 on Staples, Armentano.
Yeah, some short gains here by Westhill, but definitely some safe football so far. Nothing too crazy off the start. Reyes in the pocket now for Westhill once again. Handoff, dragged down after a gain of none there.
Yeah, brought down by multiple Staples records.
So you can hear there the band back in the stands. If they were in the game they were in the stands in the homecoming game. They were certainly a great addition to the crowd last time, and they're back again. It is 4th down now. Westhill is going to go for it here. And they have about 3 yards. It is 4th and 3 here. And they're going to go for the punt now. Ball is out. Clark barely is able to recover it there after it bounces off a Westhill's player helmet. He eventually just dives down onto the ball after being unable to catch it. Some good hustle there by Clark. You know, Clark is an absolute beast on the Staples offense here. He is leading the state in receiving yards with about 1,000 receiving yards, I think. And he's really been the go-to for Smith as the wide receiver here.
Here come the Staples records lining up on offense. Caleb Smith looking to get some magic done.
Smith in the pocket here. Getting ready. He's going to hand it off. Staples with a gain of 9 there. Not quite the first down, almost there. That's number 21, Preston Norris, with the run there. Smith dropping back. He looks to pass. Not the greatest pass from Smith there, but that's something we have seen from Smith in the past. It kind of takes him a little bit to get warm, to get ready. Maybe takes him a few plays, maybe even the first half. We've seen in the game against Newington, Smith kind of threw a few interceptions, and I think at the game against Norwalk too, Smith threw a few interceptions in the first half, and then he kind of recovered in the second half, really brought it back, and started popping off as he normally does. So we'll see what he's going to do today. Smith dropping back once again, gives it off to Norris, and Norris is going to get brought down short of the first down once again.
Yeah, Caleb Smith leads the state in passing yards, and you know, once he's comfortable out here, I'm sure we'll see some big throws, some big gains in yardage from Caleb Smith, number 10.
100%. I mean, not only some passing yards, but some rushing yards too. I mean, he has been an absolute beast in the run game, and he leads the Staples team in those rushing yards, and also leads the team in rushing touchdowns. So, Smith in the shotgun once again. He's going to run it up, and he's going to secure the first down for Staples after a gain of maybe 7 there.
Yeah, Caleb Smith, that's something we've seen a lot this year. If nothing's open, he'll take it himself, and he's proven that he can do that and get just as many yards, if not more, with his own 2 feet.
Yeah, you hear the band there. Once again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, the band is an absolutely amazing addition. Now Smith dropping back. He looks to pass. Intercepted. That's Ty Haller for Westhill. He gets absolutely destroyed after intercepting that.
Yeah, that pass was intended for number 1 on Staples, Tyler Clark, just picked off by the Westhill defender. Tanner
Chupsla absolutely destroyed Ty Haller after he picked off that ball. Chupsla just slided him out of bounds. Great play by Chupsla. An unfortunate play for Smith there.
Yeah, here come the Staples Wreckers back out on defense after just a couple plays from the offense.
Yeah, we were expecting a Staples dominant game here, but, this is high school football. You never know what could happen. And it kind of, I can't necessarily say that Westhill has been more dominant, but I think that play kind of shifts the momentum in their tides a bit here. As Reyes hands it off once again. Looks like a loss of yards for the Vikings there.
Yeah, Staples brought him down behind the line of scrimmage. The Staples has been dominant against stopping the run game.
Yeah, definitely. And we have seen also some great plays stopping the passing game as well. Not only the run game. I do think the Staples defense, although they haven't gotten as much maybe action as they would have liked, I think that they are definitely doing well this season so far. Reyes in the shotgun once again. He drops back. He looks to pass off to David Moodle. Moodle is dragged down.
Dragged down by about 3 Wreckers on the tackle. Gain of about 3 yards.
It is third and 7 now here on the Westhill 43. Getting ready for another play here. Ray is in the shotgun, 2 players on his left and right. Some wide receivers as options as well. He's going to drop back. He's going to look to pass. He passes it off to Moodle again.
And he's pushed out by number 42, Zach Roseme, just in front of the first down line.
Yeah, and it is something that we also haven't mentioned. It is senior day for the Wreckers, so we might be seeing some more senior Wreckers out there on the field today. I think one example of that is Preston Norris kind of starting in the running back position. Normally we'd see Fiala there, but today we saw Norris. So could be a senior day addition, could be a new strategy. You never know, but just something to note that it is senior day for the Wreckers. Westhill lining up once again. It looks like they're going to go for another punt, and they are. Punt goes high, not very far. Drops down, has Staples players confused. Westhill eventually just picks it up. Not a great punt there from Westhill.
Here comes Caleb Smith again with the Wrecker offense. Let's see if they can do a little bit better this time.
Yeah, one thing to note is that the Wrecker offense, all their stops have been from down stops, whereas the Wrecker defense has all their stops has been from stoppage on downs, whereas the Westhill has that 1 interception so far this game. Smith hands it off to Norris. Norris gets dragged down. No gain there for Staples.
Yeah, I think Caleb might be a little bit nervous there. Just looking to gain some of that confidence back before he starts to pass the ball again.
Yeah, certainly. Me being Caleb Smith, I feel like I would be pretty confident. He's had an absolutely stellar season so far. In the shotgun position once again. He's going to hand it off to Preston Norris again. A little bit more gain there. Stop a forward progression after a gain of about 4 there for Norris.
Staples Wreckers line up on 3rd down, looking to make some magic happen.
Smith drops back. He's going to look to pass now. He throws long. And the completion is not made by Jeremy Leaf there. An incomplete pass, but a beautiful throw.
Really just bounced out of his hands. There's a flag down.
Yeah, there is a flag down on the field. Not quite sure yet who that's going to be on. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be a defensive foul, roughing the passer against the Vikings. Looks like Staples is going to gain a first down here.
Yeah, first down, some yardage for Staples records. Maybe that makes up for the drop pass. But it looks like Caleb Smith has some of that confidence back as he's going for a deep pass here.
Yeah, and that was a great deep pass. Not only did he gain confidence to make that pass, but I think that pass also might have boosted his confidence a little because that was just a beautiful pass. It just Leaf just wasn't quite able to grab it. But either way, Wrecker's lining up once again. Smith in the pocket, getting ready. He drops back again. He's going to throw it off to Michael Nealon. Michael Nealon's going to run it into the house for Staples. Touchdown, Staples.
Michael Nealon leads team in tackles, but here he is showing off on offense.
Yeah, an absolute beast. You know, WWPT and STV had him in for the cleanup crew episode last week. You know, he did great on there, and he's doing absolutely great on the football field here today. With I think not only an assisted tackle but also a touchdown now. And as McCall gets ready to kick this ball, he does just that, and he puts it through the pillars for Staples. Staples is going to go up 7-0 here today on this warm November night here.
I think that's exactly what Caleb was looking for. You know, great pass. Michael Nealon really running through the defenders there. Did his job. Touchdown, Staples.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, there's about 5 minutes left to play in the
first quarter.
In the first quarter here. So Staples is definitely starting to find their groove, find their momentum here as they're building up. But yeah, speaking of the cleanup crew, make sure you tune in tonight after the game for the second episode of that, hosted by Elise Eisenberg with special analyst Ty Levine this time, along with Gavin Rothberg and Charlie Honig. We're going to have some interviews with the players, maybe an interview with the coach. You got to tune in to see it. It's going to be great. Make sure you tune in on Channel 78 or go to the link on the Westport Public Schools website for the live stream. Also, make sure you follow WWPT and Staples TV on socials, WWPT Westport on Instagram, and STV70N on Instagram. Staples lining up once again for their second kick of the game. McCall, the kicker for Staples this year, has an absolute boot, and he's going to squib it.
Oh, and it goes
and
into the end zone.
It's going to go into the end zone for a touchback there.
All right, I think as the Staples Wreckers come out on defense, we're looking to see some good defense, some good pressure for the Westhill quarterback, and perhaps maybe an interception.
Of course, I mean, with defensive players like Holloman, with Nealon, who's not only a defensive beast but an offensive beast now. I mean, you've got so many chances for a Staples INT here, but also, Westhill could come out here and they could just absolutely pop off. You never know. But here we go. Reyes in the pocket once again. Play action here as he looks to find Hunter Thomas. Kind of slips through Hunter Thomas's hands there.
That'll bring up second down for the Westhill offense.
Yeah, second and 10 here for the Westhill offense. Westhill is on their 20 right now. With about 4 minutes and 55 seconds left here to play. Reyes lining up once again with a little hitch over to Eric Andrade again.
Looks like about a gain of 1.
Yeah, a gain of 1 there for the Vikings.
It is senior night. I want to highlight some special defensive seniors. Jack Whittle with 19 tackles on the season, as well as Will Holloman, defensive back, and Zach Roseme, 42. Here comes Westhill. The snap, drops back. Under pressure, rolls out to his left. He's going to run it himself.
Reyes runs it himself.
And he runs out of bounds.
And he runs out of bounds there, yeah. Nice play by Reyes there. I mean, definitely the safe play. Sometimes you gotta just sometimes football isn't always about the skill. It's kind of sometimes about the intelligence as well. And that was definitely the intelligent play from Reyes there, just to run it up himself, kind of secure the first down. But Reyes once again in the pocket here, getting ready, shotgun position. He drops the ball. Not recovered by Staples. Number 43, Rohan Narang, almost able to get there.
That'll bring up second down for the Westhill offense.
Yeah, we hear the band right now. I'm going to say it once again. I mean, the band is just electric at these games. I think they need to have the band here more often. I know some friends in the band, they aren't the biggest fans of the whole band thing, but I think everyone else in the stands enjoy it. And Reyes hands it off to Andrade again, and Andrade
looks like a loss of about one.
Loss there for the Vikings.
Not so much of a hot offensive start for the Vikings this offensive possession.
All right, Reyes once again in the shotgun position, getting ready. He drops back. He's going to look to pass. He does just that. He passes it off to Andrade. Andrade's going to run it. Gain of 10 there, but it's now going to be 3rd and 5 for the Vikings. Nice play by the Vikings there. It does look like they might be bringing out the special teams here. It is 4th down after all, so.
Another personnel change for the Westhill offense.
Yeah, Westhill's 3rd punt of the game so far. They've really been struggling to get the ball forward on these defensive runs here. And the ball is up in the air once again. And it was another short punt there, so the Wreckers are just going to let it go and let Westhill recover it.
The punts tonight have been kind of skied up. Not too much field mark, and that one bounced and rolled back into Westhill territory, looking a couple extra yards for the Staples offense. Here comes Caleb Smith leading the offense out yet again.
Yeah, Smith in the pocket. He's got Leaf to his right along with Nealon. Norris
Tyler Clark
behind him on the left. Tyler Clark is going to go for a quick little hitch pass there. Clark is going to keep running. He gets dragged out of bounds at the 15. An excellent run from Clark there.
Unfortunately for Staples, the flag is down. Looks like that might be called back.
Yeah, that is going to be called back on the Wreckers there. Offensive foul there. Unfortunate for the Wreckers.
But yet again, Caleb showing his confidence.
Yeah.
Really being able to make some big plays happen, regardless of if they actually succeed or not.
Yeah, and that was the first time we really saw Clark get the ball there. He's a huge player for Staples, so you'd think we'd see him a bit more, but Smith in the shotgun, getting ready. He drops back. He's going to look to pass. He does pass over to Hillhouse. Hillhouse is going to run against pressure. A nice gain for Staples there, although still at a loss of yardage from the start of the run. It was a nice gain there of about 7 or 8 yards there for the Wreckers. And we're actually just getting some information here that Fiala is actually injured for the rest of the season. So that is why he is not starting right now for the Wreckers. That's why Preston Norris is out there on the field. We theorized earlier that it was from senior night, but Smith is going to pass it off to Shane Sandrew. Sandrew gets dragged down there.
Shane Sandrew, not a senior night addition as he is only a sophomore, but he has been lighting up recently. He had a touchdown in the last game, really proving himself to be an offensive weapon as a young star.
Yeah, certainly one to keep an eye on for years to come here. Keep the record program moving. But yeah, as we were saying, we theorized earlier that Norris was starting due to the senior night edition, just kind of trying to get some seniors some more playing time, but that is actually incorrect. It turns out Fiala was actually injured. So Smith drops back now. He gives it off to Clark, a little short pass there, looking for a short pass. Not quite able to connect there.
Looks like a miscommunication between Caleb and Smith.
Yeah. Looks like a little bit of a miscommunication there between the record.
Alex Fiala with the arm or shoulder injury as his arm is in a sling, as well as Sequenzia, another senior, looking like a similar injury there.
Yeah, those are two players we've seen in the past get some crazy plays, so it is unfortunate for the Wreckers. However, they got a pretty deep roster. I'm sure they'll make up for it here. As Smith hands it off to Norris. Smith actually running it with himself. Smith gets dragged down, and that is going to be a first down for Staples, right? Yeah, that's a first down right there for the Wreckers. Smith even faked us out here in the booth there. Such a good fake.
Caleb Smith really proving what he can do with his legs as well as his arm. Just another big rushing play from Caleb Smith.
The Wreckers now almost in the red zone on the Westhill 22. Smith getting ready. Sandrew Nealon to his right. Hillhouse to his left. Smith goes over to Clark. Clark is dragged down. Quick little
gain of about 3.
Yeah, quick little 3-yard pass there to Clark. Clark is an absolute beast. Not only does he have the Staples record for receiving yards, but he also has the Staples record for just receptions alone.
And Tyler Clark is a beast. Also off the football field as he is committed to Army West Point for lacrosse. Senior starting attackman.
And that is going to be the first quarter here today. It's been definitely, I'd say, a Staples dominant game so far. I mean, not only does the score say that, being 7-0 Staples, but I think also just the gameplay styles say that as well. Westhill hasn't quite really had a drive where they've even made a first down. So I think it's really just been Staples all over the place. And I think that's something we predicted.
Yeah, I would say maybe not so much a Staples offensive domination, but really a defensive domination as Westhill has had to punt a numerous amount of times and really just giving the ball back to Caleb Smith, looking to make sure some more points get on the board. Staples leads 7-0 as we go into the second quarter.
Yeah, there seems to be some sort of smoke or something coming onto the field here. I also smell some bonfires, so.
Yeah, it could be fog from this morning. It was a little foggy. It doesn't seem to be impacting the play too much, though.
Yeah, it looks like the student section is filled up a little bit since the start of the game. It was looking a little quiet earlier. It's definitely built up now, and it's looking good.
And yet again, I will mention the Staples band bringing some energy into this Staples Stadium.
All right, Wreckers lining up here once again on the Westhill 16. Smith in the pocket. Nealon and Clark to his left. Smith drops back. He throws it. He finds Clark, and Clark gets in for a touchdown. Staples will go up 13-0 here at the very beginning of the second quarter.
Yeah, that just reinforces this Caleb Smith to Tyler Clark connection. They've had numerous compliments to each other, touchdowns, passing, and that's another one to add to the board, senior Tyler Clark.
Yeah, they've been an absolute crazy duo this entire season. Just two complete all-around athletes. As you said earlier, Clark is not only a stud football athlete, but he's also a stud lacrosse. I believe Caleb also plays lacrosse, but Caleb is also a stud basketball player as well. So both just all-around absolute beasts in everything they do.
The Staples PAT is good, bringing the score to 14-0. Real way to start off the second quarter here. Caleb Smith is a defenseman for the Staples lacrosse team, multi-sport athlete, very athletic, as is Tyler Clark.
Yeah, you know, looking out onto the field right now, you see tons of parents, tons of young fans as well, looking on the field, looking at what they might hope to become someday. And you know, when you see a game like this, whether you're a Westhill fan or a Staples fan, you know, if you're a Staples fan, you might say, "Wow, that's inspirational. I gotta look up to that." And if you're a Westhill fan, you might be a little disappointed right now, but let's see if Westhill can turn it around on this drive here. Staples is going to kick it off to them in just a few moments here. Wreckers getting ready to kick here once again as they break their kicking huddle. McCall lining up. McCall, as we've said, has an absolute boot. You know, I've played soccer with him. He's a beast on the field. That might be why he's such a beast here on these football kicks as he sends it off.
And it's muffed by the West.
That's George Hitland. George Hitland is dragged down at the Westhill 12. You know, good kick from McCall there. Not the best run from Hitland, but you know, Henry, we've been talking a lot about the Staples offense here, but what do we think about the defensive line? You know, that's something they've kind of been lacking in the early season, is their defensive line and trying to stop the run game. Do you think they've improved on that so far this game?
I would say they have improved. You know, Westhill has tried to run numerous balls up the middle, and the defensive line has shut it down every time. I think the defensive line is a big part why there have been so many Westhill punts in this game, and we'll see what they can do as they are pressuring Westhill against the end zone.
Ball goes out
of the Westhill
receiver's
hands.
Looking for another pass there. Incomplete.
That will bring up second down, about 11:38 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, that pass went out to number 4, Hunter Thomas. Hunter Thomas just wasn't quite able to grab onto that ball to make that catch. Westhill with another play here, and they get dragged down once again here.
Pitch to the running back, brought down for negative yards.
Yeah. It's about it is third and 10 or 11 here. Third and 10 for Westhill on the Westhill 14.
I think a stable stop here would be huge. Let's see what the defense can get done.
Westhill looks to pass. Ball goes out and incomplete. Another Staples stop.
Aired out to about nobody.
Yeah. Kind of nobody really in that range there. Not sure what the Westhill QB Reyes was looking for. Couldn't even see any Westhill players out in that area, but there wasn't really any Staples players there also, so it could have been just a tactical move to throw it out. But it certainly is an interesting play to try to throw it out on third.
Yeah, this will bring up fourth down. We'll see what the Westhill offense is looking to do. Looks like their kicking team is coming out on the field.
Yeah, it looks like the special team is going to come out once again. Alex Salazar, the kicker for the Vikings.
And he's certainly been getting his reps in tonight.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, he's had, I think this got to be his 5th or 6th kick of the night so far. This 5th or 6th failed.
Snap is aired way out.
And Salazar hits it out. It's going to go out of bounds there.
Staples 27, it looks like.
Yeah, Staples 27 about there.
Here comes the Staples offense led by junior quarterback Caleb Smith. see what they can do.
Man, another one bites the dust. Electrifying the crowd here. Smith in the shotgun position once again. Norris to his left. Nealon and Clark to his left as well. And Hillhouse on his right. Smith is going to give it off to Norris. Norris is going to run it. He's going to push through. He's going to get a gain of about, looks like I want to say about 6 or 7 there.
Yeah, Staples, a big fan of the play action, it seems. They've run that numerous times tonight. When you have so many threats on offense, a quarterback who can run, running backs who can run, wide receivers with hands everywhere, I think it really just brings up some confusion for the Westhill defense.
Yes, certainly. Smith lining up once again.
Shotgun.
Hillhouse way to his left. Clark to his left as well. Smith is going to go to Clark. Clark with the one-handed catch. He secures it. He's going to keep running. He gets dragged down after a run of about 5 yards there. Overall, about a 15-yard play for the Wreckers there. A crazy catch from Clark there.
Clark brings the Wreckers about 6 yards out from the end zone, and that's another example of the Tyler Clark Caleb Smith connection. Maybe not as strong tonight as we've seen some passes that may not have been perfectly placed and some maybe miscommunication, but Tyler Clark, freak athlete, hands, brings it in.
I mean, it looked like he was not going to catch that there, but then he secured it. Smith now dropping back once again. He's going to give it off to Clark. Easy touchdown for Staples. As we've been saying all game, as Henry has brought up a ton of times, the Smith and Clark connection is absolutely unstoppable. I mean, we just saw like pretty much a whole drive just absolutely driven by Smith and Clark, just them two. So
I think they complement each other beautifully. They've both bolstered each other's stats, really bringing attention to how Tyler Clark leads the state in receiving yards and how Caleb Smith leads the state in passing yards. The PAT from Staples is good, bringing the score to 21-0 with about 9:19 left in the second quarter.
McCall with another beautiful kick there. Someone that gets overlooked, I think, is McCall. But we've been talking about Clark, and since it is senior day, I think it is important to bring up. After all these seniors leave, who do you think might be an interesting player to keep an eye on for next year? One of the juniors or maybe a sophomore that we might want to see coming up next year to replace Clark and Hillhouse and all these absolute beasts.
I think we've got some great juniors on the offensive roster, but I think I want to bring special attention to St. Sandrew, a sophomore. Yeah. He's ready to go. Young star, still got 2 more years in him. I think that him and Caleb Smith could really bring a connection come next year when the seniors are gone.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, last game we saw him absolutely break a player's ankles and just run it into the end zone. It was a beautiful touchdown, both by Smith and by Shane. So we definitely saw that connection there. But
yeah, Shane might not be the oldest, but he's really displaying his athletic and knowledge and know-how.
Wreckers and the Vikings lining up once again. McCulk starts us off with a kick, and it is caught by the Westhill runner, number 2, David Moodle. David Moodle gets dragged down after a pretty good run there for about 27 yards.
Yeah, I got it. He caught it on the 1, but he really ran through the Staples Wreckers and brought it up for quite a good gain of yards. There was really only one more tackle to break, and he would have been home free. So that's good play by the Staples special teams to really stop what could have been a much bigger play.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he did look like he kind of broke through the main front line there, so certainly looked a little dangerous for the Wreckers. But they eventually brought Moodle to a stop there. But Vikings lining up once again. Reyes in the pocket. Reyes looks to pass. He gets ball is down. Nealon gets the pickup.
But he did not have possession. That is not a fumble, just an incomplete pass.
Yeah. Certainly almost looked like a fumble here. Not quite.
That was a forced fumble, incomplete pass from Andrew Rossman, junior middle linebacker.
Absolute beast on the defense.
Yeah, Andrew Rossman, Walter Camp Defensive FCAC Player of the Week, 42 tackles. 2 sacks, 2 fumble causes, and 2 fumble receptions. He is really lighting up the defensive spreadsheet.
Yeah, definitely someone to look out for. As Westhill lines up once again, Reyes in the pocket. Reyes hands it off and
wheels through for about gain of 1 or 2.
Gain of 1 or 2 there as he kind of gets his forward progression stopped by the D-line that we were talking about earlier. You know, that's an example right there where we see the D-line really picking it up from earlier this season where they kind of had trouble controlling the run game. That's an example, as we talked about, where the D-line's kind of picking it up, increasing and getting better.
Yeah, the defensive line has really brought down quite a couple of run plays here, really made it hard for the Westhill offense to gain yards. Another player I want to bring up, number 4, Sam Petrosino Jr., 4 interceptions, and 1 fumble caused. Great defensive player, Junior.
Yeah, absolutely. Reyes in the pocket once again. He passes it off to Servos. Servos is brought down again there after a quick gain of 3 or 4.
By Junior Andrew Rossman, yet again showing what a defensive powerhouse he is.
Yeah, it's about 4th and 3 here, but it looks like the special teams are coming out here. Special team squads, I guess I should say, coming out here. Looks like Salazar's back on the field, ready to give the 6th or 7th punt of the game for the Vikings after their 6th or 7th down loss. And Salazar punts it up again, another high punt, as it falls once again kind of short, and Westhill is eventually just gonna scoop it up there.
It's gonna roll back just about to the 50-yard line. Here comes
the boys in blue back out again on the field, getting ready.
We'll see if Caleb Smith can add some more points to the board.
Yeah, and don't forget to tune in.
Go Wreckers!
Don't forget to tune in tonight on Channel 78 or the Westport Public Schools live stream for the Cleanup Crew Episode 2. It's going to be great. Post-game breakdown. We got interviews with the players and coaches. Make sure you tune in for some more insights on what happened here on the field today and some behind-the-scenes action as Smith is in the pocket. Smith looks to pass it long to Hillhouse. Hillhouse makes the catch. He throws it in for Staples. Staples is going to go up 27-0 with 7 minutes to play in the first half.
Hillhouse adding another one to the stat sheet. Numerous touchdowns for senior number 6 James Hillhouse, and Caleb Smith proving how he can get it done.
Yeah, I mean, that was just an absolutely beautiful long pass from Smith. Fell right over the shoulder of Hillhouse, right into his hands. He was just able to run it right in, no issues. Incredible play from Staples.
And here comes the Staples PAT.
McCall on the kick, ready once again. He's going to put it through the pillars.
Makes it 28.
Too easy for McCall. He's had tons of action this game, along with his opponent kicker, Alex Salazar, who's also had a ton of action this game.
Maybe not as much offensive action as the Westhill offense would have liked.
Yeah, Staples giving a shout out to their teacher of the week, I believe it's called, Miss Ordierna. She's also my current issues teacher, so just wanna give a nice congrats to Miss Ordierna for being nominated and for winning.
Here comes the Staples punting team.
Wreckers getting ready once again. McCall, as we've said, absolute beast, massive boot. It's interesting. The Wreckers huddles before their kicks. It almost looks like they're going in some sort of a onside kick formation, and then once they break, they go out into their normal kicking formation. So.
Yeah, I think there's really no need for a Staples onside kick here. We're up by so much. No real need to take that risk and give Westhill the ball where it could really hurt Staples.
Yeah, and as McCole runs up to the ball, he's going to give it another boot. Nice little squib there. And
Picked up at the 15.
picked up by Orellana there. Orellana gets dragged down.
Gain of about 10, brought to the 25.
Yeah, a good run there for the Vikings there.
And here comes the Vikings offense. Staples defense looking to make another stop, give the ball back to Caleb Smith. One thing I think that has been really special has been just how many turnover on downs, pardon me, Staples stops leading to punts. Really just not letting Westhill have the opportunity to score or put any balls into deep play.
Yeah, it has shown the Staples' defense's skill so far this game, as Westhill with a play-action play here, as they hand it all, or they give it a nice short little pass there, and no gain of yards there.
Loss of 1 actually. Brought down by Anthony Armentano, it looks like. Sophomore. His brother, a notable player in Staples football history. Here comes the Westhill offense, second down. About 6:22 left in the quarter.
Westhill lining up. Reyes in the pocket once again.
Player to his left and his right.
He's also got some wide receivers
Play
out
action.
wide. He's going to give it a pass off to Joel Perkins.
Ooh.
Perkins gets dragged down behind the line of scrimmage.
That will be another Westhill loss of about 2.
Yeah, it's going to be like third and 12 here for the Vikings.
Now, Charlie, if you're Westhill, what do you think you're doing in this situation?
That's a great question. I mean, I think you're going to have to. I think Staples is absolutely shutting you down on the short game. I think you're going to have to try and test it a little bit, test the waters, maybe go for some passes, go long a little bit here. Just try and see what you can do, because they're clearly shutting you down here on the short game and on the run game.
Westhill
As Reyes in the pocket again, gives it off to Perkins. Perkins with a gain of about 3 there. Still 4 and 9 for the Vikings.
That'll bring up 4th down. I think if you're Westhill, the short game has not really been working. It might be time to change it up. You know, yet another punt will be occurring shortly. I think you got to try some deeper throws, some more risky passes. The short game is simply not working for the Westhill offense, as has been demonstrated by the Staples defense, completely locking them down.
Yeah, both teams lining up once again here for 4th down. Salazar about to get his 8th punt of the game here. And a nice punt from Salazar there. One of his better punts of the game as it bounces off a helmet.
Westhill.
Ball goes down. And it's going to be Staples ball at about the Staples, or the Westhill 45, excuse me.
I would call that an unlucky bounces. If they simply let the Staples returner catch that ball, they would have had about 5 less yards than where that ball bounced and was eventually picked up by the Westhill special teams unit.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we see all the Staples players out there now. We got Leaf, we got Clark, we got Nealon, of course, and Norris and Smith in the back now.
Caleb Smith lined up with Norris behind him into his right. Takes the snap.
Smith hands it off to Norris. Norris with no gain there.
Brought down just about at the line of scrimmage. Looks like the Westhill defensive line has also been doing a pretty good job at stopping the short up-the-middle run game, but there have been some big runs.
Yeah.
And the Westhill defensive secondary has been not so good at stopping the long pass, as has been seen by multiple big passes and scores by Staples offense.
Agreed, and I think there's also as Smith is in the pocket. He's going to toss it off to Clark. Clark, his shirt is absolutely almost torn off there as he gets dragged down by the shirt.
That's simply demonstrating the Tyler Clark, Caleb Smith connection yet again. Another pass Tyler Clark also demonstrating his athletic capabilities as he's able to run it in for a couple more yards off the reception.
And you were saying earlier, Henry, about how I think how you think Staples has to go for some more passing, and I completely agree. Not only for the Clark and Smith connection, but I also think that Norris hasn't quite been as good as Fiala, and they might need to utilize some of their wide receivers in order to continue this forward momentum. As Smith drops back in the pocket, he's going to throw it out to
81, Noah Warback.
Noah Warback
Takes it up for a gain of about
13 or 15 there for the Wreckers.
Yeah, big pass there. Caleb Smith has demonstrated, great passes to Tyler Clark, but he can also do it with anybody on the field. Staples has some great offensive units, and they're really proving that they can get it done with any personnel on the field.
Smith in the pocket. He's going to run it up himself. He looks to go through the middle. He's getting absolutely...
Breaks about 5 tackles.
Yeah. He's
still going.
A ton of tackles.
Brought down at about 3.
He definitely got mobbed there, but, he kept pushing through.
Maybe not the smartest play as a quarterback, don't want to get injured, but Caleb Smith can take it, and he runs it up himself. Puts Staples closer to the end zone.
Michael Nealon coming in now.
Caleb's getting the play from his sideline.
Number 81, Noah Warback, getting a ton of applause from the stands here, from the parents, after that amazing catch and that amazing run there.
Yeah, it really made his senior day special.
Certainly, as Smith is in the pocket now, Norris to his left. Clark and Hillhouse to his right. He's going to give it off to Norris. Norris is going to push through. He's going to get it in for Staples. Another touchdown for the Wreckers here in the second quarter.
Preston Norris, I take it back. You're doing it beautifully. Scores, touchdown for Preston Norris. Running up the middle. Only needed about 3 yards, but he's able to get it done. And here comes the Staples PAT team yet again.
Yeah, another... I was saying earlier, kind of almost just before that touchdown, how Norris hasn't been quite as good as Fiala, but, I might have to take that back. Norris kind of just proved me wrong right there with that play. And as McCall puts it through the uprights, Staples is now up by 35. And during the homecoming game, we learned that it was a rule where if a team is up by 35, the clock does not stop in the game. So now that Staples is up by 35, the clock will not be stopping for the rest of this game. It will just be a continuous clock here. And with the 2 minutes and about 20 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, Staples putting up an impressive 35 points. First half is not even over yet. Just proves how dominant Caleb Smith and his offensive personnel are. But also proves how dominant the defensive personnel are, shutting out Westhill completely. Completely not allowing them any yards and forcing multiple punts.
Yeah, definitely. We got the music pumping now. We got some more students in the student section finally on their feet. They're getting hyped.
Energy is high in the stadium as Staples looks to punt it again to the Westhill special teams unit. Westhill lined up with about 3 returners in the backfield. Let's see some big boots today from McCall. We'll see where he puts this one.
And McCall's going to kick it out once again. That's going to be
fumble. We'll see where it's
fumble on the field. Looks like a flag might have been thrown out on the field as well. It looks like Westhill might have recovered that ball there, because it does seem like the Staples D is coming out here. Yeah.
But that is something to note. Staples has forced many fumbles, even if they have not picked them up. Still, got to work on that ball security if you're Westhill.
Definitely. And something to add kind of to the Westhill strategy, as we kind of discussed earlier, I do think the Westhill has got to look to pass a little bit more here. Staples isn't absolutely shutting down their short game, so we're hoping to see some more passes here.
Yeah, we'll see what the Westhill coaching staff hasn't planned for their boys.
Yeah. And as Reyes is in the pocket once again, Reyes is going to hand it off to Andrade again.
Yeah, short run up the middle. Looks like Westhill is not really changing their strategy.
Yeah.
And Staples is proving that they can continue to shut down the short run and short pass game.
Yeah, that Staples D-line is just really popping off today.
Yeah, senior 94 Toby Abawani with 13 tackles. He's been dominant all season.
And Reyes almost misses the...
Ooh, brought down by multiple Staples records.
Yeah, Reyes hit it out to Moodle. Moodle barely caught that ball there. But he did, and that's going to be a gain of about 5 for the Vikings.
Looks like how Staples and Caleb Smith have that connection between Caleb and Tyler Clark, number 1. The Westhill offense is the connection also between their number 1, Moodle.
Ooh, yeah.
Pass out to the left side, brought down, tackle at his knees. Gain of about 7, 6.
Yeah, it's going to be another 4th down for the Vikings here. It is 4th and 3 here for the Vikings, and it looks like a special teams is coming on, maybe. It does seem like there's a few... yeah, I do see Salazar out there on the field right now, so I do think it's going to be another punt here for Westhill.
If you're Westhill, I think you have to change up the offensive strategy. Nothing's been working so far.
Yeah.
Maybe I think if you're the Westhill coach in the halftime huddle, you're drawing up some new plays, talking to your players. This game could be a little bit out of reach, but at least try and put some points up on the board.
Yeah, and you say out of reach. I think that's almost half of the reason to try the pass game. Even if you're not confident with the pass game, I mean, you're down 35 points anyways. You might as well give it a shot and just try for some and see if it might work out. And
that's a timeout called by Westhill.
Yeah, it is a little.
Maybe they could be drawing something up right now.
Yeah,
could be a trick play.
Could be trick play. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It's a little sus. They take a little while in the huddle and then they hop over for a timeout. Especially after keeping some. It looked like some offensive players on the field. Like you got Lucas Borsiquat out there. You got Joel Perkins. You got Hector Orellana out there. I mean, you got some offensive studs out there for Westhill, so you never know what could happen. I mean, if I was Staples, I'd be
cautious.
I'd be cautious here. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it actually looks like they're not quite going to go for it, but the Wreckers, either way,
going to stay in and pressure this punt.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're breaking out now?
Yeah, they're breaking out from their normal kicking positions here.
Into normal punting positions.
And they're going to go for the punt. As Salazar sends it into the sky.
And fair catch.
Fair catch from
number 13.
Number 13, yeah.
And here comes the Staples offense yet again, looking to maybe put some points up with about 14 seconds left in the first half. They could also just...
They could just try and get the knee, just run out the clock.
Yeah, walk into that...
Save the troubles here.
Walk into that locker room feeling confident, calm, cool, collected, ready for business.
Yeah, and nothing but business have we seen so far this season. The Wreckers are 6-1 so far, and almost every single one of their wins has been an absolute blowout. So
Caleb Smith with the knee, looking to run out the clock for the first half. Pardon.
Caleb Smith going to take the knee there. As Henry kind of said earlier, we've definitely seen a bit of a Staples dominant first half so far. As we were just interrupted by our studio tag there, I was saying we've seen definitely a Wrecker-dominant first half, but we also think that Westhill needs to kind of change their offensive strategy. They've been running it a lot, and Staples has been absolutely shutting them down. So I think we got to see some switches from the Westhill. Henry, anything to add before we send it back to Finnegan in the studio?
I don't think it's impossible for Westhill to put some points up on the board, but they have to change up their offensive strategy.
Yeah.
But I think the Staples defense is prepared for it, and the Staples offenses continue to prove that they're dominant, and I think that's good to go for the first half.
Yeah, you've been listening into WWPT 90.3 FM. I've been Charlie Scott, joined alongside Henry Manning. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the second half. Welcome back to WWPT 90.3 FM. We are live once again from Coach Paul Lane Field. We got the second half of the Staples Boys Wreckers versus the Westhill Vikings here, starting in just a few moments. Henry, you want to give us the recap of the first half, what it was like here?
Yeah, so the first half started a little slow for the Wreckers. You know, Caleb threw an interception, but then he got in his groove. Now putting up 35 points on the board. Staples' defense has been lights out from the beginning, giving the Westhill an opportunity to score 0 points. We'll see what happens as it continues into the second half.
Yeah, and something we mentioned in the first half about the Westhill offense was that they've really been using a lot of the run game in the short game when really we think they should be starting to test their passing game and their quarterbacks and their wide receivers more. You want to give us some more insight on that?
Yeah, I think so far Westhill's tried to do short game, short passes, short runs. Nothing's really been working. Staples defense has caused a total of maybe 8 punts. And I think after halftime, your coach has a chance to talk to you. I think it's time to switch it up, maybe go for a little more risky. You really got nothing to lose here.
Exactly, and nothing to lose, I think, is the perfect way to describe it. Down 35, I think you might as well just go for those passing plays. You might as well just spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, try and get some points on the board.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, this isn't something we're surprised to see. I think we were kind of all expecting this going into this game. Westhill had a record of 2-5. They were at the bottom of the FCAC, whereas the Wreckers, they were kind of
6-1.
Yeah, they were 6-1 at the top of the FCAC, and the Wreckers are currently 14 in the state right now. So they are definitely having a pretty successful season. Smith has really been the driving factor, I think, of this season. He's someone we've talked about a lot. He's someone that's been talked about in the Staples football community for a while, and I think he's just absolutely popping off.
Yeah, and Caleb Smith, if you look back at past games, numerous blowouts from the hands of Caleb Smith, really dishing out lots of points to teams as Westhill gets ready to punt it away to the Wreckers to start off the second half.
Yeah, and just to bring it back to Smith one more time, he does lead the state in passing yards as well with, I believe, 2,110, I think.
Yeah, that would be correct. 18 passing touchdowns prior to this game, 13 rushing touchdowns.
And Salazar is going to start us off once again here with another kick here. Kind of a short squib kick there as
Staples number 40, Charlie Iannone.
Iannone gets on that ball at about the Staples 22 there.
Here comes Caleb Smith in the Wrecker offense.
Yeah, one of the key players that we mentioned in the first half that's missing from the Wreckers offense is Alex Fiala, who's out with an arm injury right now. Preston Norris has been his sub, and he has done fairly well so far. I mean, I think he's not as good as Fiala as maybe pushing through the defensive line, but I do think he is good getting around the line and getting through. So definitely someone that the Staples offense is missing. But as Smith, he's going to hand it off. He's going to hand it off to Keefe this time, not Norris.
Number 41, Tristan Keefe. Another player who's been important to the Staples team, Leo Sequenzia, out with a similar injury to Alex Fiala. Sequenzia lighting up on both sides of the ball, offense and defense.
Yeah, we see Keefe getting some touches there. Keefe the junior, he has 52 yards so far this season.
And it will be Hillhouse to the left, Clark to his right, Smith in the middle.
Smith drops back. He looks to pass once again to Hillhouse. Hillhouse makes the catch. He absolutely mosses his defender.
Reels it in, brings it to the Staples 40.
Wow, a beautiful pass from Smith there and a crazy catch from Hillhouse.
And that's about the second one from Hillhouse tonight, over the shoulder, just him and his defender alone. Caleb Smith really putting the ball where it needs to be.
Yeah, and you definitely love to see that on senior night for Hillhouse. He's having an excellent senior night, and it's really what you love to see from your seniors.
And it looks like Tristan Keefe is going to stay lining up behind Caleb Smith here, the junior Tristan Keefe, as opposed to senior
Preston Norris. Yeah. And Keefe on Smith's left.
Handoff to Keefe. Up the
Keefe's
middle.
Go
Big
up
run.
the middle.
Bodies. Number 4 of Westhill into the ground. Head down. Workhorse running from Tristan Keefe.
Yeah, big first down there for Keefe there. Another 10 yards to add to his dashboard.
And in the first half, the run up the middle, the short game run from Staples and from Westhill was not really working. But here, moments into the second quarter, our second half, pardon, we're seeing the up the middle run working out just perfectly.
As Smith is going to look to pass here. He gives it off to Clark. Clark is dragged down there.
Gain of about 4.
It's going to be 2 and 6 here on the Westhill 25 about here. Wreckers ball with 9 minutes and 30 seconds left here to play in the third quarter.
Keith lined up to Smith's right.
Smith drops back, looks to pass once again. He looks to give it off to number 81, Noah Warbeck.
A little too tall, or a little too high, pardon.
A little too high for Warbeck to grab there. As
that will bring up third down for the Wreckers.
Yeah, whereas Westhill might be a little nervous on a third down and it might be a key play for them, I think Staples is a little less nervous because of the fact that they just know that they can get a nice long pass, as we've seen multiple times this game, and get it into the end zone. But we'll see.
Here comes Smith. Keith to his left. Puts Clark in motion. Pass off to Clark. Clark running.
Clark is going to run it all the way.
Room.
He's got room down the line. He gets pushed out of bounds.
About the 15.
Nice run from Clark there.
We've seen that play a couple of times tonight. This time it was really executed to perfection. Clark, unfortunately, pushed out. That will bring...
He was pushed out, but he did secure the first down for Staples, and I think that was really the main goal of the play.
Yeah, Staples has been, securing first downs left and right, but to be honest, they haven't really needed him so far, as a lot of big plays have brought out touchdowns and really ignored the need for...
As Smith drops back, he looks to pass. Once again, he's going to give it off to Clark.
Wide open in the end zone.
Wide open in the end zone, as Henry just said.
Clark reeling it in, further establishing that Caleb Smith-Tyler Clark connection.
Yeah.
And they'll make it 41-0, looking for the PAT 42.
Yeah, Staples just absolutely popping off here.
And as you mentioned, Charlie, running clock now as Staples is up by more than 35 in the second half. That should make this game go by a little bit faster if you're Westhill.
And as McCole lines up, getting ready to take this kick once again here. McCole puts it through the uprights. It's good. It's 42-0 Staples.
And McColl's had a brilliant game so far. Laced every single one of his PATs dead down the middle.
Yeah, we got about 7 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. I feel like the student section has gotten a bit smaller since the half. Maybe people have gone to go get some food at halftime. Maybe they're slowly coming back. But one thing that's definitely missing from this third quarter is the band. They've been such an absolutely huge hype factor to this game.
Yeah, they brought a lot of energy into this game. It seems like they're absent for the third quarter. Hopefully they'll be back for the fourth so Staples can drive it home and secure the victory. Staples coming out, kicking team.
McCole getting ready once again.
Westhill lined up 3 returners in the backfield. Again, the score is 42-0 with about 6 minutes left in the third quarter.
And as Staples does their interesting lineup once again, it looks like they almost look like they go for the onside kick, and then they switch it up last second and get into their normal lineup here. As McCole is going to start his run up here and send it down in the other direction with a little squib there.
To the right
it's
side.
It's going to fall to Moodle. Moodle's going to make some progressions forward here.
Escape from pressure.
He's going to keep going.
Brought
down by the shirt.
Number 42, Zach Roseme.
Yeah, Zach Roseme with a
prevalent senior. 41 tackles prior to this game. 5.9 tackles per game. Second in team in total tackles, coaches select. Zach Roseme really stopping what could have been a big Westhill play as the returner had some space if he got by Roseme.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely had some space on the line there.
We'll see if Westhill switches it up in the second half. Or
go for some passes here. Let's see it. Come on. Reyes in the pocket once again in shotgun position. Ball's live. Reyes
Tipped
by Staples, intercepted.
And that's
number
pick 6.
That's number 5, Will Holloman with the pick 6. That is his 4th interception of the season.
And a senior night highlight for number 5, Will Holloman, senior. Put that one on the stat sheet. Put that one on the highlight tape. And that will make the score 48-0 with a PAT to come.
Crazy play from the Wreckers there. I think it was tipped by another key defensive player for Staples, Sam Petrosino, that number 4. So, great defensive teamwork there after the tip from Sam, and then the absolutely incredible catch and run from Holloman.
Yeah, it did look like Westhill was looking for something different there, perhaps a longer pass, but it simply didn't matter to the Staples defense as they were able to tip it and return it for 6.
Looks like we're getting a replacement ball here on the field.
About 3:50 left in the third quarter. Number 20, the placeholder, is kind of fumbling this ball around. Staples gets set for the kick.
And as the ball goes out to Howard, who's the one on the ground holding it for McCole. McCole's going to kick it. And it's good once again, as per usual from McCole there.
This kicking team has been absolutely perfect tonight. Beautiful punts, beautiful PATs, beautiful kicks. Exactly what you want to see from such an integral but often overlooked part of the team. That one extra point can often matter in close games. This is not, but were it, McCole would be really bringing important scores.
Yeah, definitely.
So Staples gets ready to go and kick it back to Westhill yet again.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for some more Westhill action here. I think we just need some more passes and some more plays to spice some things up here. But what do you say, Henry? What do you think we want to see here more of in this game?
I think we want Westhill to be a little bit more confident. Nothing to lose this late game. Some may say it's over, but might as well try something new. Look, before the interception return for a touchdown, it did look like they were going for a bit of a longer pass. We'll see if that strategy continues into the third quarter. About 2 minutes left, and it also looks like the band has returned to their seats as McCole gets ready to take the kick.
McCole, big kick, another squib here. Goes off to number 5, Eric Andrade. Eric Andrade is going to run it up here, up the middle, as Henry said, and he's going to go down at about the Westhill 29. So pretty good return there.
Breaks a couple tackles, but ultimately brought down to 25. Here comes the Staples defense. Number 52, Andrew Rossman Jr. He has been lights out on defense, as has Michael Nealon. Or pardon me. Sorry. Number 4, Sam Petrosino. That was the name I was looking for.
Yeah, tons of good defensive juniors here. And, of course, you got the junior Caleb Smith to keep an eye on next year.
As Alex Fiala, even though he's hurt, he should be an interesting player to watch.
Yeah, it looks like there's some more difficulties with the ball here as another ball looks like it was getting replaced. And with about a minute left to play here in the third quarter.
Westhill in the shotgun.
Westhill's going to hand it.
Quarterback tries to run it himself, brought down behind the line. Multiple records on the tackle.
Yeah, brought down behind the line again. Me and Henry's been talking numerous times. We think that Westhill needs to go for some more passing plays here. And they just really have not been taking our advice. I think they should be listening into the broadcast here and try for some passing plays at least.
Yeah, WWPT 90.3. Do you think that
Reyes now in the pocket once again. He's going to throw long. Looks like they did listen to the broadcast. And number 9, Ty Holler makes the catch. He's running. 20, 15, 10. He gets dragged down. It's a fumble. Staples picks up the ball. They're going to look to move it the other way. They get dragged down at the Staples 5.
What an electric play for both sides there. It looks like it was just picked back up by number 54. He had to be careful there as not go in the end zone. Could have resulted in safety, but he was able to keep it out and brought down at about the 5-yard line. simply an electric play all around. The Westhill wide receiver catches the ball, breaks a tackle, gets by, brought down, looked like a punch out to break the ball free, picked up by number 54 Staples, and returned for about 5 yards. That brings the offense back onto the field.
It's got to be the most exciting play of the game so far. I mean, that was a great play. I mean, I think, look, I got to point it out. Although it resulted in a turnover, that was the most gainage of yards that Westhill had created within a single play, and it resulted from a passing play.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. You know, maybe they were listening. They went for the long pass there, and it was placed perfectly, caught it, broke his defender, and an unfortunate turnout for that Westhill pass. But it was simply what they were looking for.
Yeah, definitely. And as the
well, the third quarter is over now. Fourth quarter, teams will switch sides of the field. Here comes the Staples offense at about the 5-yard line. Could be a dangerous situation if the Westhill defensive line manages to break through, but I think that the offense should be ready to go. Looks like there's a new quarterback into play. Number 12 for Staples. Looks like they've taken Caleb Smith out as they're up 49 points. Tristan Keefe still lined up to his right.
Staples getting ready here. And ball is live here. Hands it off to Tristan Keefe. Tristan Keefe gets dragged down.
Runs
Quick
through
game
two
there.
guys and makes it down. And so Staples here looking simply to kill time, beat the clock, and create, just basically end the game. That's what it's looking like here. Not too many big risky plays. Just get time to expire. Get some final yards in. As Staples will take the snap in the shotgun. Tristan Keefe to his left.
That new QB for Staples, we're getting information now, is Brady Dennett. As Brady is in the pocket now.
Brady Dennett, a sophomore, I think. And a delayed snap.
And
finally the ball is snapped. Handoff Tristan Keefe to his left. Runs through. Brought down again. Looks like a gain
maybe
of 2.
Yeah, gain of 2 there for the Wreckers. But yeah, Brady Dennett getting some action here. The sophomore. You know, I'm surprised because Will Holloman was originally planning to be the starting quarterback for this season, and he is a senior, he is a captain. But then they eventually switched him to a more defensive and more wide receiver type position because of the fact that he was a bit more versatile than Smith. And I think that was such a great move because not only has Holloman had 4 interceptions so far this season, but Smith has been absolutely popping off. And as Dennett is once again in the back line.
Flag.
Yeah, that's gonna be
defense jumping the line there.
Yeah, jumping the line on the defense there. But I'm gonna go back. As I was saying, I'm surprised that they put the sophomore Dennett in. I'm surprised they wouldn't put Holloman in there, just because Holloman was originally planned to be the original starting quarterback.
I think it's really a specialization thing. You know, Holloman's played this far through the season as a wide receiver and defensive type player. Caleb Smith, obviously, starting quarterback. And I think they're really letting their younger guys get some playing experience on the varsity level in a varsity level game as Brady is lining up.
And I think getting some young players some varsity level time and especially in a game like this when you're up by 50 points is a great move. But Dennett's in the pocket in the shotgun position, ready to go.
Played snap.
And
looks like they're gonna get some new plays from the sideline.
Yeah, switch of the play there from the sideline as Dennett once again in the pocket, getting ready for the snap. Ball is snapped, and he's gonna hand it off to Keefe real quick. Keefe's gonna run it up through the middle, and that's gonna be
record first down.
Record first down there for Keefe. Yeah.
Looks like the Wreckers aren't really taking any big chances here on offense. Not really letting Brady have his chance to air out the ball. Just letting Keefe.
I think they're giving him. I think they're letting him warm up, letting him warm into it. You know.
Yeah, just getting Keefe some yards on his feet. And there's about 9 minutes left. Of course, running clock here in the fourth quarter. Staples up 49-0. Here comes Staples again, lining up. Brady shotgun position. Keefe to his left. We do have 3 receivers outside. Looks like Staples is trying a delayed snap type of thing.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to run out the clock here, kind of. I mean, they have that running clock advantage. And Brady's going to hand it off to Keith. Keith's going to keep running here.
Keith
with a stiff arm.
Through 2 guys.
Keith's going to go down after about a gain of 8 or 9 there.
You know, Staples maybe trying to run out the clock, but Keith is trying to run the ball. He's gaining yards on every play, really looking like a real workhorse running back there.
Yeah, certainly, and as you hear right there, the band has returned. We were missing them in the third quarter, but now they're back for the fourth to bring the crowd that last minute, and the players too, the last minute liveliness that they need
to bring the game home,
exactly. But speaking of bringing the game home, make sure you tune in after the call to Channel 78 or the Westport Public Schools live stream for the Cleanup Crew post-game breakdown, hosted by Elise Eisenberg with analysts Gavin Rothberg and Charlie Honig. Make sure you tune into that after the game. As Danette's in the pocket once again, ready for the snap.
Back to Keith.
Off to Keith once again. Keith's going to keep going for the first.
Number 8 on Westhill. Keith just lowering his head and going.
Yeah.
Keith, also multi-sport athlete, defenseman for the Staples lacrosse team, showing that he can get it done on all sides of the field, offense or defense. And here comes Staples again. Only 7 minutes and 15 seconds left. Some personnel changes for Staples. Maybe we'll see a pass from sophomore Brady here.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I mean, we've seen he can hand it off. Let's see how Brady's pass is here.
New player off to Brady's right.
Brady, shotgun position. He's got a bunch of wide receivers off to his right here. He could be going for a pass. As another delay snap for Staples here, as Brady's going to run it himself.
Play action.
He gets dragged down there.
Loss of about 1.
Yeah, loss of 1 there.
It's unfortunate for Brady. Perhaps trying to follow in the footsteps of Caleb Smith, you know. Caleb can run it himself, throw it himself. Here's Brady. Again, time is running out. About 6:30 left in the game. Here comes Staples getting the play from the sideline.
Yeah, more plays coming in from the sideline. You know, I like Staples' strategy of using the little boards to communicate with the QB.
It's a popular move. You see at college and professional levels.
As Danette's in the shotgun position once again. He drops back. He's going to hand it off to Armentano. Armentano's going to keep going. He gets
steps out of bounds.
Out of bounds there, yeah. Another upcoming sophomore that I think is one to keep an eye on here for future.
And Armentano bringing back memories of his older brother, Nick Armentano, who was simply a beast on the field, could really run it out. And we'll see. It seems like younger Armentano is going to follow in his footsteps. Staples again, seemingly running out the clock.
Yeah, they're really taking their time here.
5:30 left, lining up. One
really,
receiver to the right, 2 to the left.
Really utilizing that 35 plus lead rule where the clock just continues to run even after a stoppage like that. So as Brady in the pocket again here. Shotgun position.
Records running out the clock.
Ball is snapped. He's going to hand it off to Tano again.
Looks like a gain of none.
Yeah, gain of none there. Just stopped short. Just stopped at the line of scrimmage there by the D-line.
Yes, it is senior night, so I would like to highlight some important seniors. Senior Will Hollerman, Senior Tyler Clark, Senior Jack Whittle, Senior James Hillhouse, Senior Preston Norris, Leo Sequenzia, Senior Cam Lyons, Senior Zach Rosemy, Michael Nealon, as well as Jared Golins, Zachary Zhang, Nora Roebuck, and Jack McCall, and Toby Unwarning.
Yeah, you know, it's important to shout them out as they've been in this program for so many years. And as
Armentano has room.
Armentano gets another handoff again, you know. It's important to shout them out here as they're not getting much playing time in the fourth quarter, you know. They're being really good teammates, kind of helping the future of the program. It shows how much they care about the program. Letting these younger generations step in, like Brady and Armentano, letting them step in and just...
letting the young guns prepare for themselves.
Exactly,
for the future.
Yes.
Another younger player, Shane Sandra, lined up all the way to the right as a wide receiver.
It is now 3rd and 4 here for the Wreckers on the Westhill 45.
And again, Staples running at the clock.
Brady taking his time on the snap here. Yup. As Brady finally, he's going to hand it off to Armentano. Armentano's going to look to run it. He is stopped short. Looks like another gain of none there for the Wreckers.
Yes,
Gain of nothing.
Staples just running at the clock. About 3 minutes left here. But this also brings up 4th down for the Wreckers. And
I think it's their first 4th down of the game.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to bring out the punting squad for the first time this game. Interesting move by Staples, but I don't think there's really a reason to risk it here. So Staples will punt. Returner running out now for Westhill.
Yeah, that's David Moodle, who we've seen a ton before.
And the punt, perfect, fair catch, number 6.
Yeah, that's number 6, Hector Orellana there, and that was number 44, Josh Marcus on the kick there, I think. Or actually, maybe not Josh Marcus. That was number. I'm not entirely sure what number that was.
All right, well, another multi-sport athlete, Josh Marcus, last year showing he can do it all as a freshman sensation goalie, bringing the Staples Wreckers lacrosse team their first state championship, also proving themselves as the #1 public school in the nation for lacrosse. A lot of multi-sport athletes here on the field tonight. Staples on defense, what should be the last possession for both teams. Westhill lining up shotgun.
Reyes once again in the pocket here. He's going to back it up.
Airs
He gives
it
it
out.
a toss.
Oh.
They've clearly been listening to the broadcast, Henry. The past 2 plays, they've gone for some passes here.
Yes, they have. That one was not placed perfectly as it looked to almost be intercepted by multiple Staples players, but ultimately thrown to the middle of nowhere.
But you know, Henry, that's something we've been saying. We don't really think it matters at this point whether the passes are good. I think you just got to try and just hope for the best when you're making those passes. Because either way, you're down by 50 with, a minute, 15 seconds left. I think you're not really going to be able to get the dub. You might as well try and get some points on the board and have some fun with those kinds of plays.
Yeah, we're running down to the last minute, trying to save themselves from a blowout, it seems. Or a shutout, pardon. Westhill with the snap, drops back, airs it out to number 2.
Joel Perkins
dropped.
almost with a catch there. Nice tip from number 23, Colbert Seraf there.
And again, Staples defense showing, there is only 40 seconds left in the game, but they're not letting up. Game ain't over until the whistle blows.
Yeah, if you want to hear some hype interviews with the players, also some hype interviews with the coaches, make sure you tune in after the game to the cleanup crew on Channel 78 or on the Westport Public Schools live stream. Or the audio will be streamed right here on WWPT as well. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be some great post-game analysis. Some great post-game analysis there.
Westhill quarterback dives on the 5-yard line. And that should be the last down for the game. Now an unfortunate last down as the snap was muffed and dropped for a loss of about 5. Staples and Westhill now preparing to shake hands. Staples victory, 49-0. Staples advances to 6-1.
7-1.
Pardon me, 7-1.
Yeah, I mean, look, the score says it all. 49-0 Staples, just an absolutely dominant game. But I think Westhill didn't really I don't know how to put this. They didn't really adapt to changes. Exactly, Henry. They didn't really switch up their play style.
And I think, 49-0 may seem like a flashy offensive feat,